Hey there, my name is Anthony Romano, and this video is going to be on carbs being the most important variable for ketosis and entering ketosis and staying in ketosis. So a lot of people ask me these questions that, oh, if I just throw in some peanut butter into my coffee or not coffee, maybe peanut butter into the shake and butter into my coffee, will I stay in ketosis if I eat a little bit of carbs in the day? And the answer is no, you will not, because carbs are the most important variable for staying in ketosis and entering ketosis. What this means is there's a lot of marketing companies and a lot of supplement companies, products that like to throw at you, oh, if you just take these, this protein with fats in it, or if you just take all these other high fat ingredients, you'll stay in ketosis. But that's not the primary driver of ketosis. The primary driver of ketosis is no carbs. I say this all the time, but there are some products that I really enjoy, like MCT oils, exogenous ketones, but you don't need to be throwing oils and olive oil into everything. You don't need to be adding more fats, because that's only going to deepen ketosis if you're already low in carbs. So I have people who eat 50 grams of carbs a day and they throw in a little bit of bread, a little bit of oatmeal or something. That's going to kick your body out of ketosis, and then from there you're just adding in more energy that's going to that's very high in calories, because fat is higher in calories, and you might actually be making things worse for you because you're increasing the total amount of food you're intaking in the day, and you're not even letting your body get into ketosis, which is going to also mean that you're going to have blood sugar spikes and falls, which does not feel good. It makes you hungry and tired. So cutting out the carbs is the most important variable. If you increase your protein too much, it may dampen ketosis, right? Because protein has a higher insulin response than fat. But this is not going to kick you out of ketosis in and of itself. It's just going to dampen it if you're already eating low carbs. So think of fats as a way to increase your ketones if you're already low in carbs, and proteins at the far end of things will dampen it a little bit, but you still have plenty of leeway. You can still get to 35% or 40% of your calories and still be in ketosis. You can still be in ketosis even with 45% of your calories coming from protein if the rest is all fat. It's just that if you have 45% protein and then from there your carbs is close to 10% instead of being at 3%, you're not going to be in ketosis because of the insulin that your body is receiving, which would kick you out of ketosis. So the main thing is to make everything easier for you, cut out the carbs. From there, protein is not too big of a concern unless you're getting higher carbs. If it comes at the expense of higher carbs, this will kick you out. Protein in very insulinogenic sources, so what that means is protein with a higher insulin response, could be a problem temporarily. This is primarily whey protein. Whey protein is basically the only source that has such a high insulin spike, and it kind of stays there for a while. So with whey protein, you would want to have it with a meal, but even if you consume such a high insulin protein source like whey while you're in ketosis and nothing else with it, it's still not going to be a big deal. It'll probably dampen your ketosis for like 30 minutes, and then the insulin spike will start to die out a bit, and you'll be in less deep of ketosis, right, which might make you hungrier because of the insulin spike, and maybe a little bit more tired. But at the end of the day, it's really not going to end ketosis and have you to restart the 3 days over to get back into it. None of that's going to happen. It's just going to dampen your ketosis. So it's not optimal, but the carb source is the most important. And as long as your carbs are at as low as you can, and you're only getting them from green vegetables and low glycemic sources of carbs, meaning low in sugar, that is going to be the primary determiner of how deep you're in ketosis and if you're in ketosis at all. You can have somebody eating huge amounts of fat and low amounts of protein, but if you're still getting 10 to 15% of your calories from carbs, that's the biggest variable for you to get over. Lots of people are saying to me, oh, I eat butter in my coffee every meal, or I had olive oil on everything, and I still couldn't be in ketosis. I didn't feel like I was in ketosis. I was hungry all the time. If you're hungry all the time, you are not in ketosis, and it's probably coming from your carb sources because they're more dense in sugar, they're the wrong kinds of sources, and that will spike your blood sugar and cause it to drop. Meanwhile, for keto, in order to get into ketosis, you need to have stable blood sugars, so only getting your carbs from greens and fiber sources. So hopefully this made things easier for you to wrap your head around. If you do want a cheat code, you can pick up exogenous ketones or MCT oil, and if you do want even better than a cheat code, a free meal plan that I made myself, you can find it in the description along with the training plan and my competition where you can possibly win some supplements and stuff. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this cleared things up for you. Leave me a comment if you want anything answered, and subscribe, notification bell, all that. Peace.